Got some munch. Hi there. We're gonna be reading some poems live. Halloween poems, of course. It's gonna be really spooky. Um, I should probably have had the poems pulled up before I start going live. Okay. So let me get to the poems real quick. This first poem is called Haunted by Siegfried Sassoon. Okay. Okay. An evil creature in the twilight looping flapped blindly in his face, beating it off. Okay, that's weird. He screeched in terror and straightway something clambered. Hevel from the oak and dropped bent double to shamble at him zigzag, squat and bestial. Headlong he charges down the wood. Is this a Halloween poem or sorry, this poem's getting a little weird. Headlong he charges down the wood and falls with roaring brain. I don't know. This person cannot spell. Or this is just really old. Agonidy. The snappet spark. A blots of green and purple in his eyes. Then the slow fingers groping on his neck. Okay, we got people beating it off in this and charging down the wood. I don't know what kind of poem this is. I thought it was Halloween. And at his ear, the strangling claps of death. Is this about Halloween or jerking off? Because flapping blindly in his face, beating it off, charges down the wood. I apologize. This was not the quality content that I was expecting. It's supposed to be kid friendly. That was called Haunted. I think it's gonna haunt me. This next poem is called A Child's Nightmare. By Robert Graves. Of course, for the Halloween poem, it's Robert Graves. That makes sense. Through long nursery nights he stood by my bed unwearying, wearying, is that a word? I don't know. Loomed gigantic, formless, queer, purring in my haunted ear. Queer? I think that back in the day that meant odd. We're going to keep going. Purring in my haunted ear. The same hideous nightmare thing, talking as he lapped my blood. What? I don't know what that means. What? In a voice curl and flat, saying forever, cat, cat, cats. All right, I don't even know what that one was about. That one's a little confusing. We'll just move on to the next one. This next one's called The Vampire by Conrad Aiken. Is he related to Clay Aiken? Maybe I should sing this one. I'm not going to subject you to that. What shape was this who came to us with basilisk eyes? Oh, I know basilisk. I know what the basilisk is. It's from Harry Potter, the second Harry Potter. See, I paid attention to my Harry Potter. With basilisk eyes so ominous, with mouth so sweet and poisonous. Wow, now how do you know how the mouth tastes? See, I told you, these poems were a little weird. And tortured hands so pale. We saw her waving to and fro. Through dark and wind we saw her go. And yet her name did not know. Not even joking. Yet her name did not know. That's a typo, if anything. And felt our spirits fail. I'm starting to question if these are poems or just I don't know what these are. I might have to make up my own poems because these are kind of bad. Anyways, The Haunted Oak by Paul Lawrence Dunbar. That sounds familiar. Anyways, he prayed his prayer and swore his oath. Okay, so wait, is it about an oak or an oath? Because those are very similar words. Anyways, he prayed his prayer, swore his oath, and raised his hand to the sky. Not hands. I misread that. But the beat of hoofs smote in his ear, and the steady tread drew nigh. Who is it rides by night by night? Who is it rides? Do these people not know how to speak English? I'm sorry. Who is it rides by night over the moonlit road? And what is the spur that keeps the pace? What is the galling goad? It's spelled like road, but with a G at the beginning. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see. This next one is. I don't want to read this one. It's called The Spider and the Fly, a fable. I don't like spiders. I do not like spiders. I'm terrified of spiders. But let's continue. Will you walk into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. No, I will not, said the fly, because I am not an idiot. Oh, no, I will not, said the fly, for I do not want to die. There, I had to make it rhyme. That's how poems work. Will you walk into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that you will spy with your eye, also the last. The way into my parlor is up the winding stair, and I have many pretty things to show you when you are there. Oh, no, said the little fly. Thank you, smart fly. To ask me is in vain, for those who go up your winding stair can come down again. Sorry, not I think they spelled never. I don't know why I said nuri. They spelled never with a comma, not a comma, an apostrophe. So never come down again. I don't know. This spelling is weird. Anyways, this next one is called The Night Wind by Eugene Field. Ooh, the night wind. Hang on. I gotta get some of my not sponsored haunted brew. Mainly because this isn't a company. It's just chocolate milk, but I like it. Gotta have something sweet for the Halloween. Have you ever heard the wind go, yo? Because it's Y with a bunch of O's. Yo? Is that supposed to be tis? Because the T space is. I'm going to read that as tis. Tis a pitiful sound to hear. Yeah, sorry, I was confused about reading that. These poems are getting to me. It seems to chill you through and through with a strange and speechless fear. Oh, that rhymed here and fear. That's nice. 'Tis the sound of the night that broods outside when folks should be asleep. And many the times I cried to the darkness brooding far and wide over the land and the deep. This one's a bit longer, I think. To the dark. Whom do you want, O lonely night? Oh, lonely night. Sorry, that's Christmas. We're doing Halloween. That you wail the long hours through. The night would say in its ghostly way, Yo, it's supposed to be you. Because it rhymes with through. Okay, you might want to add a U at the end of that. Otherwise, it just says yo. This is The Little Ghost. It's a little poem, too. Very little poem, actually. Anyways, I knew her for a little ghost that in my garden walked. The wall is high, higher than most. The green gate was locked. I don't particularly understand the story of that poem there. One sec, replying to a message real quick. I don't particularly understand the poem, that one, no, Little Ghosts. But maybe we can understand The Witch by Elizabeth Beth Coleridge. I know someone named Cole. Anyways, Elizabeth Beth Coleridge is The Witch. The cutting wind is a cruel force. I dare you not to stand the blood. Wait, I dare not stand in the blast. Oh, I misread that at first. I was misreading. Yes, the cutting wind is a cruel foe. I can't even read. Cutting wind is a cruel foe. I dare not stand in its blast. In the blast, whatever. My hands are stone. My voice a groan. And the worst of death is past. Well, I mean, the only thing that would be the worst of death is past is if you're dead. But the wind didn't kill you, I think. But I am a little maiden still. My little white feet are sore. Oh, look me over the threshold. Let me in the door. Wait, are they getting married? Look over the threshold. What's going on here? Also, what did that have to do with a witch? What did that have to do with a witch? I don't see any talks of witches in that one. I don't understand what's going on here. The Hollow Man by T.S. Eliot. Oh, geez, this one's a long one. Oh, or at least longer than the others. Got another message to reply to. Also, checking your comments frequently in case you have anything to say. Feel free to comment on these poems. After every poem, I check the comments. So, we are the Hollow Men. We are the Stuffed Men. Leaning together. Headpiece filled with straw. Alas, our dried voices, when we whispered together, are quiet and meaningless. As wind in dry grass, or rats broken over glass in our dry cellar. Shape without foam, shape without form, shade without color, paralyzed force, gesture without motion. Those who have crossed with direct eyes to death's over kingdom, remember us if at all not as lost. Punctuation stuff's weird. Violent souls, but only as the hollow men, the stuffed men. I don't particularly understand what any of these things mean. I got another message to reply to. So, feel free to give me that hot take on some of these weird, spooky poems to read on Halloween. It's 13 of them. How many have we gone through so far? We've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, good. We got 4 more left. Oh! Anyways, this is Ghost Host by Robert Frost. I think you're a couple months ahead, Robert Frost. Just saying. I dwell in a lonely house I know that vanished many a summer ago, and left no trace but the cellar walls. I dwell with a strangely aching heart in the vanished abode there far apart, on that disused and forgotten road that has no dust bath now for the road, Night comes, the black bats tremble and dart. And this poem made me want to fart. I got another message to reply to. I'm going to check your... Yeah, you got to check your comments again. Nothing. Got one person watching, though. So thank you for sticking with me through these, so far, 10 terrible poems for Halloween. I get the Ghost House one. That one makes sense. The Hollow Man, I'm a little confused about that. Some of these are just really confusing me. Here's another short one, though. It's called The Only Ghost I Ever Saw by Emily Dickinson. His conversation seldom, his laugh like the breeze that dies away in dimples among the pensive trees. Are they talking about the ghost? Is the ghost the one with the conversation that seldom and the laugh like a breeze and dies away in dimples? How do you die in dimples amongst pensive trees? I don't know. Am I like, is there... Oh, hang on. This is The Haunted Palace, but it's by a very famous poem writer, Edgar Allan Poe. Now, Edgar Allan Poe, he is famous. Nevermore. I remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago when I was doing my original Haunted Nights, I read The Raven. The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. Ah, let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his glory, and round about his home the glory that bushed and bloomed, is but a dim remembering story of the old time entombed. Pretty sure that poem's about a dead guy. Pretty sure that poem's about a dead guy. You know? Pretty sure that poem's about a dead guy. Leave the Edgar Allan Poe to make a poem about a dead guy. Oh, apparently that was our 12th one, because here is the final one. The Apparition by John Donne. Is that Donne? D-O-N-N-E? I don't know how you spell Donne. Anyways, The Apparition by John Donne. When by thy scorn, O murderess, I am dead, and that thou thinkest thee free from all solicitation from me, then shall my ghost come to thy bed. Oh, this is about a haunting, isn't it? And thee, finded vastal, I don't know how you pronounce these words, in worse arms shall see. Then thy stick taper, I'm gonna go with taper. The 9-stick taper, whichever, I don't know, will begin to wink. I had the wink there. The wink is in the poem, but I added the wink. I didn't need the wink. And he, whost thou art then, being tired without the E and with an apostrophe, I don't know why. Being tired before, will, if thou stir or pinch to wake him, think thou callest for more. And in false sleep from will thee shriek, and then poor Aspen, wretch, neglected thou, bathed in a cold quicksilver. Oh, we got Marvel Quicksilver. Boom, that's it. That's the one. In a cold quicksilver. What wilt lie? A verier ghost than I. I don't know. Just had a bunch of words that I'd never heard before or read before, so I'm just gonna call this last one a dud. But hey, that Edgar Allan Poe one at number 12 was pretty good, I think. I don't know. So anyways, That was the 13 spooky poems. I'm gonna go talk to people now. You enjoy the rest of your October with your haunted brew. Don't forget to have a nice, lovely meal. All right, I'm gonna go now. You have fun. Bye. 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 Bye now. Bye. Bye. I'm gonna see you later. Bye.